Yes boys, what is going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. Monster Hunter Wilds has finally released. This was my first few hours in the game last night. It was pretty late, I'd just done a long shift. I couldn't talk on the video, so I'm doing a bit of a voiceover now. The wife was in bed, all the usual stuff. But I'm doing a bit of post commentary on this footage, and it had just a really fun first couple of hours. It was so nice logging on and playing this game that we've been waiting for so long. Look at how happy I am. What a happy little Schmeagle that boy is in that picture. It's finally out guys. Anyway, we're on straight on here, straight on to the character creation. Now, I did have an idea of the character that I wanted to create. I decided to do a brand new one. I wanted to kind of take some ideas from the character that I made in the beta, or the beta, however you pronounce it, from the demo, and bring that character over, but kind of improve him a little bit. I had a couple of ideas that I wanted to do regarding a scar going across his eye and the way his eyes are left after the scar that is been given from a monster. I think it's just a really cool look, and he looks like a proper badass, as you'll see in a minute when we get to the final character that I made. I think he looks pretty cool. It looks like he's been in a few wars, and I love the way that the scar going across his face and his eyes interact with how his eyes are actually left after the incident that gave him that scar. I think it's a really cool look for the character. Now it was onto the Palico creation. I'm not really too fussed about the Palico, how it looks. I spent a little bit of time on it, nowhere near as long as I spent making the Hunter. I spent a ridiculous amount of time doing my Hunter, a good hour at least. But I think a bit of contrast on the Palico looks nice. It's going to be covered up with armour most of the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But there we go, that's how we're both looking side by side. We've got our starter armour. I'm calling myself Bertrude. Of course, it was never going to be anything different. And then the Palico, in Monster Hunter World I call my Palico Ballbag, but in Monster Hunter Wilds there's only one name that my Palico was ever going to be called, and yes, it's Schmeagle. So there we are, Bertrude and Schmeagle getting ready to go in and do our first couple of hunts in Monster Hunter Wilds. Obviously we're just making our way through the cutscenes and all that good stuff at the start of the game. Having a little try out with the switch axe here. I did try the dual blades as I said I was going to be doing, but I've decided to go forward with the switch axe. I don't know why. I was going to, try and think about using both weapons, but I think at least for now, for the time being, I'm going to focus on the switch axe because it's a very fun weapon. Really good stuff. And we're into our first hunt against the big angry steroid frog. The boy with the big tongue, the steroid frog himself. We're here fighting him in Monster Hunter Wilds, and it feels absolutely awesome. Doing some nice damage against this guy. The switch axe is feeling really nice after the tweaks. They've made a couple of changes to it. They've amped up the damage on the full charge slash maneuver that you can do. You can pump out some mega damage, and it just feels so satisfying. I believe this is it now. Big hit there, and then we charge up for the full release slash. Just so nice, so satisfying. Really good damage. You can see there as well I'm trying to do the offset attack, which is actually a counter that you can do with this weapon now. But in this first hunt I was struggling to hit it. The timing of it is really strange. It takes a bit of getting used to, so I decided after this hunt that I was going to go into the training area and just practice my offset attacks. You can do an offset attack when you're in the axe form, but you can actually also do a block attack and a counter when you're in the sword form, so I wanted to practice that as well. But for now I just thought, let's just style on this angry frog a little bit. Let's just show him who's boss, assert dominance. We've just started the game, so it's important to do this type of thing, innit? You can't go in and let this little angry frog think he's the man when there's a new boy in town. I rode past these weird little creatures as well, these little insects, so I just thought I'd get off and assert dominance onto these guys as well, just so these know. Just let them all know. Bertrude's in town, baby, and I've got the switch axe. I've caught up to Steroid Frog, plant a couple of bombs, and it's game over. Easy enough. First hunt. Bish, bash, bosh. Job done, and it feels absolutely amazing. Just a little note again on my hunter. I'm so pleased with how it came out. I think he looks absolutely awesome. The main thing I wanted to achieve with my hunter was making him look like he's been in a few wars, you know. He's a seasoned veteran hunter, and I wanted the scars and everything that goes with it. You know, I wanted him to look like he's been around the block, you know. He's an old boy like me. Just saying hello to the smithy there, our lovely Gemma. And I made some fresh armour and a new switch axe. I just created the bone switch axe. It's got a higher base damage value, just so, you know, I'm getting a bit more damage in these first couple of hunts. I went straight into the training area here to practice these, you know, these counter guards that you can do with the sword. And then I also went in to practice the offset attack that you can do with the axe. Now this is definitely a little bit trickier. The timing of this one is a bit weird. It's going to take a bit of getting used to, but as you can see, when you actually pull it off, it just looks so good. It's so satisfying, and to do that in a hunt is going to be really rewarding. I also then remembered that I did actually pre-order the deluxe edition of the game, so I was checking out some of these stickers and some of the layered armors that you can use. Really nice stuff. You know, this wasn't essential to buy, but I'm such a big fan of the game. I just wanted to show support, and you know, it's nice to have these extra little bonus additions that you can have when you just first start the game. And how's that? Nice little dance. We've got the layered armour, and I think the headpiece with the horns and the long black hair actually really complements the look of my character and the armour that we're wearing. Yeah, so we're rocking it, guys. We're rocking the new stuff, looking good. And then just for good measure, I thought I'd go back and just bully the steroid frog a little bit more. You can see I did manage to get an offset attack there, but I actually messed it up. I didn't do the follow-up attack for whatever reason. But that's okay, because we're going back in doing some major damage on him with the full release slash. Once again, guys, it's all about just asserting dominance on this Smeagol. You may think he's a lovable big green boy, but, you know, he's got a nasty side to him, and if you don't show him who's boss early doors, you don't want him getting his confidence up and going getting all his friends and telling him that you're a little wussy boy. Do you know what I mean? You want him going spreading the word to all his friends that there's a new hunter in town, and they better watch out. They better be on the toes, because you don't want to run into this guy when he's having a bad day. Do you know what I mean? Because he can put out some horrible pain. It can cause some major pain to you, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You just got to show this boy who's boss, and then take that forward into all your further hunts in the game. I was trying to style on him a little bit at this point. I was trying to go up for the big drop slam attack, but as you can see, I actually make a bit of a fool of myself and completely miss him. But then we get the mount, and it's all about just stabbing him in the back of the neck. Just stick your dagger right into the, you know, the core of his brain cells at the bottom there, right at the base of his skull. Then we're going in for that big draw finisher. Stick him in the head, charge it up, kaboom, in his brain. He's pretty much scrambled eggs up there at the minute. He just wants to tap out. He wants an early bath. He's had enough. He wants to go home to his wife. He wants to hug his kids. He's been in one hell of a battle today. He's been bullied left, right and centre. I feel sorry for him. Look at him sleeping. He's had enough. He's had enough. So I just end it. I put him out of his misery. And there you go. You can go home and see your family, if you can make it home. I'll call you a taxi. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll be talking on the next video properly and doing some proper commentary. But anyway, happy hunting, and I'll see you next time.